few years ago, I started to notice some changes in my skin, hair, nails. Not super dramatic overnight changes, just lots of little things that sort of added up. Sorry, that was very slurpy. I'm gonna put that down. Today, I wanna share the beauty/wellness problems that I've experienced since probably turning about 35. And the solutions and things that have actually helped. There are 5 things that I want to share with you, and we are starting off with number 1, dry and itching skin. On many occasions, I have managed to draw blood while I've been fast asleep in the middle of the night through scratching. I wake up and it looks like my cat has attacked me in the middle of the night. No, I did it to myself. I just noticed that my once naturally very soft and hydrated skin started to really dry out, and the moisturiser that I used through my 20s and early 30s no longer cut the mustard. Is that the right expression? It no longer did the job. Maybe that's better. With this one, I find it's kind of like a 2-prong approach. First, I have to avoid the triggers of itching, and the second is, if it happens, have a routine in place and products to help soothe, calm and restore my skin barrier. Now, I felt a bit embarrassed, if I'm honest, sharing some of these with you, but the whole point of this video is to be helpful, so I'm just gonna get over it. Trigger number 1, tight clothing, specifically socks and bras. My knickers don't seem to do it to me. If I have new bras or they're particularly tight, or I've done them up on the last rung, I was gonna say, but that's a ladder, but you know what I mean. If I have that deep sort of mark left behind from a bra, or because I'm obsessed with wearing tube socks at the moment, if they're too tight, I can't get my leg up that high, but if I get a ring around my leg from a tube sock, that is a trigger to start my itching. It doesn't matter how hydrated my skin is, for some reason, that immediately starts me itching. So I just really try to avoid those marks that clothing can leave behind. Second, and other sort of slightly, I don't know if it's embarrassing, it just seems so weird to me, but labels in clothing. So if I buy something new, I have to immediately cut the label out, or that thing will itch me like a... I have so many jumpers and t-shirts where I have forgotten to do it, ripped it in the middle of the day, turn into the Incredible Hulk, rip that thing out, and now have a hole, because I've also managed to rip the t-shirt, jumper, whatever it is that I'm wearing. So yeah, I just try to remember when I buy new clothes to cut the labels out the first time that I put them on. The third one, and this might seem very obvious, but is if I let my skin get dry. I cannot afford to skip exfoliation and moisturising. So those are the triggers, and then I also do a few other things to help try and prevent the scratching and itching from starting. First up, I take a collagen supplement. Now, my thoughts around taking a collagen supplement is, my understanding of the human body is that it starts to reduce collagen production as we hit the age of about 30, and yet so much of our body needs collagen to function. So I'm hoping that by continuing to supplement, that will help support healthy skin, hair and nails. I then also regularly exfoliate, and I have 3 ways of doing this. One is actually kind of a byproduct of another routine that I do. So most mornings before I get in the shower, I will do some dry brushing. And the purpose of the dry brushing is actually to wake up my lymphatic drainage system, to help the body process toxins. However, there is the additional benefit of also a little bit of light exfoliation. So that's one way that I exfoliate. The second is my most favourite and my go-to, and that is a mitt that I was given after a hammam in Marrakesh in Morocco. It is the best exfoliation tool I have ever used. You can use it on dry skin, but generally most of the time I just use this in the shower with a shower oil that I will come back to in a moment, because it's an amazing product for dry and itchy skin that I found relatively recently. The third way that I exfoliate, I kind of want to give you a little caveat before I share this. I'm not a dermatologist, I'm not an expert. I am just a woman of 43 years old sharing what I do that works for me. I bought this product. It's a glycolic acid from The Ordinary. This bottle is probably my 4th or 5th, I can't remember. And I have one of these, which is a continuous mister bottle. So when you hold it down, you get a continuous spray. Very light continuous spray. So I have decanted that into this, so that on days where I'm feeling really lazy or inflexible, I will spray this over my legs, arms. I can reach the back of my neck, all down my back, and then I'll just kind of let it sink in for a few moments. And glycolic is an acid toner, so it's going to help exfoliate. I have never had any problems, never had any reactions. As I say, not a specialist. This is just what I do that works for me. I'll then obviously follow it up with a moisturiser. And finally, I have tried endless creams and lotions to help with dryness and itching. And more recently, I would say in the last 6 months, I came across these products. First up is a shower oil. It's brilliant for keeping my skin hydrated and stopping it from getting dry and itchy. I also find it really soothing, so if I have had a scratchy moment and my skin is feeling sore, this stuff is beautiful. I use it daily in the shower to help prevent flare-ups, but if I do have a breakout, I will use it a bit differently for a more intensive result. I'll come back to that in just a minute. And then this is the calming balm that I will follow it up with. So out of the shower, when my skin is still lightly damp, I will apply this. It describes itself as intensively nourishing, soothes itching, and strengthens the skin barrier. I've tried so many different products claiming to do that kind of thing, but this has been by far the best one. And then in addition to this, I have one other moisturiser that is the best, most hydrating moisturiser I have ever tried. And believe me, I feel like I've tried them all. It's from Garnier. It's incredible. Caroline Hirons recommended it years ago on her channel, and I have used it ever since. It's super hydrating, so that is a great option for moisturising. If I do get a scratchy or itchy flare up, this is the routine that I follow. I start with a warm bath, not hot because I find the hot water will sting if my skin's broken. Then I add a very generous amount of the soothing oil to the water. That is it though. No bubbles, no salts, no fancy extras, just the oil. After a good soak, I will gently pat dry my skin and apply the calming balm all over. Once that's fully absorbed, I then go in with a Ven repair cream, just on the areas where I've scratched or broken the skin. It's simple, it usually calms things down straight away. I love that it's the same stuff I'm already using in the regular routine. Just adding in that Ven repair cream helps my skin to start healing. Number 2, damaged, flaking, peely nails. I've never had super amazing nails, but they became so weak and fragile, I felt you could break them peeling a banana. That was a weird analogy. This started happening probably about 18 months ago, and I do actually have a whole video on my experience and whether I could sort it out in 30 days. Spoiler, the answer is no. But the routine and the products that I was using do work. I just needed more time. I'll link the video above, but there are a couple of changes I've made, so I thought I would kind of update and share those with you. First up, I've started using this product. It's from OPI, called Nail Envy, and that was thanks to quite a few people who recommended this and wholeheartedly agree. It is really good nail strengthener, so that's definitely been helping. And then the other product, this is a strange little thing, but a lovely viewer of mine recommended it, and it's very liquidy. I don't know if this will really show up on camera. It's very, very liquidy, and don't worry, it doesn't show up as blue on your nails, but it's a hardener for the tips, and that's where I have the most problem. So I've been applying that, and that has also really helped. Then somebody recommended a YouTube channel called, I believe it's The Salon Life, and it is all about nails. So there were a few tips that I learned from there, and one of them was filing your nails into a sort of softer, more oval shape. Apparently that's the strongest shape to have your nails in, so I started doing that, and then oiling them much, much more. So prioritising oiling. I've been using the one from the routine, but I also have got a Botana, is it Botana or Botana? oil that just when I picked up off Amazon. I do also massage my eyebrows with this stuff, so I use that as well. So yeah, definitely using more oil has really been beneficial. Number 3, and we're talking hair, specifically frizzy and thinning hair. This one I take full responsibility for. It was not hormones, it was not age related, it was me. The good news is I have completely fixed this problem. My hair has never felt healthier or stronger. Okay, so what has actually helped my once thinning and insanely frizzy hair? Well, I really do feel like this is quite a big topic and I would like to go into more detail, but perhaps in a separate video. But for now, let me just share some of the key things. I think firstly, stopping the behaviours that caused the most amount of damage. And that was 2 things for me: overheat styling and overcolouring. I have transformed the way that I do both of those. I now have a very lived-in blonde colour. And then of course, how I style my hair has completely transformed the health of it. And that's about embracing my natural texture, not heat styling every single time I wash, diffusing my hair, learning to air dry my hair like I have done today so that it doesn't get into a big frizz ball like Hagrid. So changing how I style my hair has been a massive game changer. After that, I think the most transformative things for my hair have been bond repair treatments, protein treatments, and really good leave-in conditioners. As I said, I would definitely like to do a more in-depth video about damage, so if that's something that would be helpful for you, drop me a comment. Okay, number 4, lip pigmentation. I don't know if this happens to other people because no one has ever mentioned this to me, but as I'm getting older, I am losing the natural colour in my lips. Luckily, this one is quite an easy fix, particularly with innovative products that are coming out. Now, I completely appreciate that actually I could go and have semi-permanent makeup, but honestly, the thought of needles in my lips is not for me. So instead, I'm very appreciative of products like these. First up is the lip stain from Wonderskin. I actually found this through social media, got totally sucked in by the adverts, but honestly, it works. It's easy enough to use, though I will admit the first time I tried it, I was a bit freaked out. It comes out blue, but you do get braver with it. The trick is make sure your lips are really well moisturised. Dry patches definitely grab the colour more. I like to really define my top lip. That's where I feel like I've lost most shape and definition. I leave it on for maybe 15 to 20 seconds, then just wipe it off with a damp cotton pad or tissue. This shade is called First Kiss. It's actually probably a bit too cool toned for me, but they do have loads of other colours. I pop a balm over the top for a bit of shine and the colour will last all day. Bloody brilliant. The second option I like is this lip gloss from NYX or NYX. You just apply it like a normal gloss, though I will say it's a bit thicker than most. I usually blot it gently with a tissue and it leaves this really lovely finish. Then, as the gloss wears off throughout the day, you're still left with a bit of a stain. So you keep that colour and that definition. And that is how I am addressing the loss of colour for my lips. And number 5, my latest mystery, why is this happening to me? Crepey neck. And this one, to be honest with you, I do not have a perfect fix or solution for. I'm hoping that we can crowdsource this one. Please tell me if you have found a solution or something that works really, really well. What is it? Go down into the comments, let us know. I've been trying different things. I already have really what I would call good skincare routines for morning and for evening. Don't feel like there's an obvious gap, but if there is a dedicated cream that you have used or something that has really worked, a treatment, whatever your solution, drop me a comment. I will be so grateful. Thank you. This video for me isn't about fighting aging. I definitely don't like the term anti-aging, and it's not about trying to fix every little thing. It's just much more about trying to make you feel the best that you possibly can at your age and in your skin right now. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and have a lovely day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.